Hello and good evening. It's 1956. I'm doing this video. Some parents asked me to do the human blood circulatory system because their children will be writing the PSLC exams this coming week, which is just 7 days from today. Well, let's just be quick. We have to revise this topic. It's time for science and technology. And in our today's lesson, we'll be discussing the human blood circulatory system. The human blood circulatory system. Well, the human blood circulatory system has got 4 main parts. We have got 4 main parts of the human blood circulatory system. So, we have got the parts of the blood circulatory system. We have got 4 main parts of the blood circulatory system. I'm sorry, I'm using red because it's night, so some of these colors are a little bit faint, so you cannot see them. Well, the main parts of the blood circulatory system are, number 1, we have got the heart. Number 2, we have got the arteries. Number 3, we have got the veins. And number 4, we have got the capillaries. These are the 4 main parts of the blood circulatory system. We have got the heart, the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. The 4 main parts of the blood circulatory system. All right, let's look at the functions of these main parts of the blood circulatory system. We'll start with the heart. The main function of the heart is to pump blood around the body. All right, let's position our hearts. My heart is somewhere here. So, the function of the heart is to pump blood around the body. My dear, if you cut yourself here, you'll see blood oozing out. You'll see blood coming out. If you cut yourself on the thigh, you'll see blood coming out. If you cut yourself here on the cheek, you'll see blood coming out. So, for blood to circulate around the body, it's because of the pumping action of the heart. So, the heart pumps blood around the body. All right? So, that is the function of the heart. To pump blood around the body. So, that is the function of the heart. The function of the heart is to pump blood around the body. All right? All right. Let's look at the arteries. The function of the arteries is to carry blood out of the heart or away from the heart. The function of the arteries is to carry blood away from the heart. Okay? We'll see that. So, to carry blood away from the heart. So that is the function of the arteries. What about the veins? You remember? The function of the veins is to carry blood to the heart. The veins bring blood to the heart. The veins bring blood to the heart. They carry blood to the heart. So that is the function of the veins. The function of the veins is to carry blood to the heart. To carry blood to the heart. That is the function of the veins. And lastly, we'll look at the function of the capillaries. The capillaries are very tiny blood vessels. Very tiny blood vessels. They connect veins to arteries. They connect veins to arteries. Or they connect arteries to the veins. Alright? Whichever the way. So the capillaries connect the veins to the arteries. Connect the veins to arteries. That is the function of the capillaries. All right? That is the function of the capillaries. So we have seen the four main parts of the blood circulatory system. We have looked at the heart. The heart has got a function, and this function is to pump blood around the body. The function of the arteries is to carry blood away from the heart. The function of the veins is to carry blood to the heart, to bring blood to the heart. And lastly, the function of the capillaries is to connect the veins to arteries. All right? Okay. Now, how does blood circulate in the body? Let's look at the diagram of the heart. So, I have got a diagram of the heart. Hope it's working. Good. All right. This is the diagram of a heart. The cross-sectional structure of the heart. It is exposing the parts of the heart. You remember the parts of the heart? Let's do it together. All right. The heart has got different parts. Firstly, I'll talk of the chambers. The heart has got 4 chambers. The heart has got 4 chambers. In other ways, I can say the heart has got 4 rooms. The heart has got 4 rooms. It has got 4 chambers. What are the chambers of the heart? You remember atrium? You remember ventricles? Good. All right. Before we start labeling the parts of the heart, we have to understand that with the heart, this side is the right side. This is the right side. Blue is not working. The right side. And this side is the left side. Left side. All right? Why is it so? Let me tell you this. The owner or the person whose heart has been drawn here is facing you. You have to remember this. The person whose heart is drawn on this picture, on this board, is facing you, like I am doing. All right? As for you, this is your right hand. All right? And this side is your left hand. I know. But for me, this is my left hand, my left side. And this one is my right side. You understand? The same applies to the person whose heart has been drawn here. He or she is facing you. So his or her left side is this, and her right side is this. All right? All right. So let's talk of the 4 chambers of the heart. The heart has got 4 chambers. This one is one of the chambers of the heart. This one is another chamber of the heart. This one, another chamber. And lastly, this one. All right? So we have got this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay? Now, this upper room and this upper room are called atriums, while this one and this one are ventricles. Okay? This is a ventricle. This is a ventricle. This is an atrium, and this one is an atrium. Okay. So what if someone asks which atrium, which ventricle? So we'll have to position them using the sides. This is left side and this is right side. So we will say this one is an atrium, but of which side? Of the left side. So it will be called left atrium. Left atrium. And this one as well is an atrium, but of which side? The right side. So this one is the right atrium. Right atrium. All right, I've got a small space. Okay, that's got limited space. Yes, this one is a ventricle. So of which side? It's right side. So it will be called right ventricle. Ah, good. I know you remember. So this one is the right ventricle. What about this one? Left ventricle. Excellent. Left ventricle. So we have labeled the 4 chambers of the heart. We have labeled the 4 chambers of the heart. All right. Now we have said the function of the heart is to pump blood around the body. Okay, let me tell you this. Blood that comes from all parts of the body gets into the heart through the posterior and the anterior vena cava. Okay? Blood from all parts of your body, from the head, from the hands, from the stomach, from the legs, from the buttocks, from the blood from all parts of the body enters the heart through the posterior and the anterior vena cava. All right. So, blood that comes from all parts of the body enters the heart through the posterior and the anterior vena cava. So this one is the anterior vena cava. This is an anterior vena cava, and this one is the posterior vena cava. So this is an entry into the heart. This one as well is an entry into the heart. So the blood that comes from all parts of the body enters the heart through these channels, and they are vena cava. One is read as, or is pronounced as, vena cava. 2 or more vena cavae. So we have got 2 vena cavas, if I can say so. However, it's wrong to say so. So we have got the anterior vena cava and the posterior vena cava. So these 2 are vena cavae, ma vena cava. All right? So this one and this one, these two, this entry and this entry are vena cavae. So I'll say vena cavae. All right? Now, this blood that comes from all parts of the body entering the heart through the vena cavae is dark red in color. The blood that comes from all parts of the body entering the heart through the vena cavae is dark red in color. It is dark red in color because it contains more waste products. Examples of waste products, you remember? Carbon dioxide, urea. All right, you're smart, I know. So, the blood that comes from all parts of the body enters the heart through the vena cava. And this blood that comes from all parts of the body is dark red in color because it contains more waste products. Examples of these waste products are urea and carbon dioxide. I wanted to write this, but I have got a limited space. Okay, so the presence of waste products such as urea and carbon dioxide makes the blood that comes from all parts of the body entering the heart through the vena cava look dark red in color. I think I have to show you this. Guys, this is red. This one as well is red, not maroon. This is red. This one as well is red. All right? So, this one is light red in color. And this one is dark red in color. So we are saying the blood that comes from all parts of the body entering the heart through the vena cava looks dark red in color because it contains more waste products. All right? So, looks like this. Dark red in color. Now, this blood enters the heart into the first chamber of the heart, which is the right atrium. From the right atrium, the blood goes into right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the blood goes through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Now, this blood comes from the right atrium going into right ventricle through these ones. What are these ones? These flaps. What are they? This one is called tricuspid valve. So, these ones, this one is tricuspid valve. All right? That one is tricuspid valve. So, the blood comes into the right ventricle and the heart pumps the blood. It pumps like, so blood goes to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. You remember the function of an artery? To carry blood away from the heart. Okay? To carry blood away from the heart. The pulmonary artery is an artery. It is carrying blood away from the heart. We had blood in the heart in the right ventricle. And then this blood is pumped outside the heart. So it goes out of the heart through the pulmonary artery. And this blood that comes from all parts of the body goes to the lungs. All right? Remember, this blood is dark red in color. It is dark red in color. And it is pumped from the right ventricle and it goes out of the heart through the pulmonary artery. And where this blood goes, it goes to the lungs. All right? Now, that blood contained carbon dioxide. When this blood that contained carbon dioxide, which is a waste product, the carbon dioxide is excreted, is removed. So the carbon dioxide is removed from the blood. Now, when the carbon dioxide has been removed from the blood, oxygen is added to the blood. All right? Oxygen is added to the blood. So that blood that comes from the lungs has got oxygen now. The carbon dioxide has been removed, has been excreted from the blood. So because carbon dioxide has been excreted from the blood, that blood will no longer look dark red in color again. No, it will not be dark red in color. It will be light red in color. Why? Because oxygen has been added and carbon dioxide has been removed. So instead of being dark red in color, it will be light red in color. It will be light red in color. Understand? So they can ask you the question. They can say, why is it that blood that comes from all parts of the body looks dark red in color? You'll say, because it contains waste products such as carbon dioxide and urea. All right? Why is it that the blood that comes from the lungs and enters the heart looks light red in color? The answer is because it contains less waste products and more carbon dioxide. And more oxygen. So the blood that looks light red in color contains more oxygen and less or no waste products. All right? So that blood comes from the lungs. It is containing oxygen now. So the blood comes back to the heart. It will not come this side now, but it will come to the left side. All right? So the blood contains oxygen. And that blood that contains oxygen will have to enter the heart through the pulmonary vein. All right? So this one is an entry into the heart, and this one as well is an entry into the heart, but on the left side. So the blood that comes from the lungs contains oxygen, and that blood enters the heart through the pulmonary veins. Limited space, I have to just write PV, pulmonary vein. All right? You remember the function of the vein? Carries blood to the heart. Brings blood to the heart. And we are just saying this, pulmonary vein. It is a vein. It's bringing blood into the heart. So, the blood that contains oxygen enters the heart and reaches the first chamber, which is called the left atrium. All right? Now, after the blood reaches the first chamber, which is the left atrium, it will go into the left ventricle. And that blood will pass through this valve. And what is the name of this valve? You remember? Yeah, If you said bicuspid valve, then you're right. You're right. It's called bicuspid valve. How I wished I see you pronouncing these words: tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve. There are reasons why this one is called tricuspid valve, and there is a reason why this one is called bicuspid valve. That's for next lesson. All right, so this one is the bicuspid valve. All right, this one is the bicuspid valve. Remember, this blood that passes through this has got more oxygen, and this blood looks light red in color because there is no carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has been excreted in the lungs. Carbon dioxide has been removed from the blood in the lungs. You remember? Excellent. So, after reaching the left ventricle, the heart pumps the blood with a lot of force, and that blood goes to the all parts of your body. That blood goes to all parts of your body, to the head, to the nose, to the chin, to the cheeks, to the ear, to the eyes, to the hands, stomach, legs, thighs. So that blood is pumped by this left ventricle, and it goes through the semilunar valves. So these ones are semilunar valves, and that blood goes out of the heart through the aorta, a very big vein, a very big blood vessel. A very big blood vessel, I'm telling you. So the blood goes out of this heart through the aorta. Yeah, so it goes out of the heart through the aorta. And that blood has got a lot of oxygen, and it goes to all parts of your body. You understand, right? Thank you. Remember, this is the structure of the heart, and we've seen how the heart works. We've seen the parts of the heart. All right? Thank you. I remember one time at PSLC, they asked, mention any two things that happen as the blood circulates around the body. Mention any two things that happen as blood circulates around the body. You can answer that? Let me help you. All right, we can remove this one, right? Good. So, all right. You can ignore this. You can ignore this. Let's use the middle part. All right. So, the two things that happen as blood circulates around the body. Do this. Two things that happen as blood circulates around the body. All right. Number one, as blood circulates around the body, excretion of waste products takes place or happens. So one of the things that happen as blood circulates around the body is the excretion of waste products, e.g., yeah, carbon dioxide and urea. So as blood circulates around the body, number one, excretion of waste products. Excretion of waste products happens. Examples of waste products that are excreted as blood circulates around the body is urea. Another one is carbon dioxide. Another thing that happens as blood circulates around the body is the diffusion of digested food products. You'll remember this during exams, I know. So another thing that happens as blood circulates around the body is the diffusion of digested food products. Number two, diffusion of digested food products. Obalaliga? No. In standard 7, you learned digestive system. What is digestion? Huh? What are the examples of digested food products? Huh? Yeah, you talked of glucose. Excellent. You talked of amino acids and glycerols. Excellent. So the absorption of digested food products also happens as blood circulates around the body. And this absorption of digested food products happens around the intestines. All right? So when the digested food products have been absorbed, the blood transports the digested food products to the liver. All right? After this diffusion of digested food products has happened around the intestines, the blood carries or transports these diffused food products from the intestines to the liver. So I will finish with the liver. What are the functions of the liver? The liver, according to us, according to you and I, the standard 8 learners, the liver has got two functions. All right? Do I have a space here? I don't. Let me just talk of it. You'll write. You'll remember. All right. The functions of the liver are, number one, to regulate or to control how much food should be transported by the blood. Okay? To regulate or to control how much food should be transported by the blood. Number two, the other function of the liver is to store excess food products. To store excess food. To store excess food. So let me makala mu liver. No. But what we are saying is, for example, you just need a small amount of glucose. But you were lucky enough, you ate a lot of sima, or you ate a lot of cassava or rice, and you've taken in a lot of glucose. So what will happen? The liver will regulate how much glucose should be transported by the blood in your body, number one. Number two, the liver will store excess glucose. You get the point? Thank you. So that's it. We'll finish here. Remember, we have discussed the human blood circulatory system. We have said the human blood circulatory system has got 4 main parts, and these are the heart, the veins, the arteries, and the capillaries. The function of the heart is to pump blood around the body. The function of the vein is to bring blood to the heart, to carry blood to the heart. The function of the arteries is to carry blood away from the heart. And lastly, the function of the capillaries is to connect the veins to the arteries. We have seen the diagram or a drawing of the heart. I don't know where I've put it. We have seen the drawing of a heart, of a human heart, and we have labeled the parts of the human heart. We have discussed how blood circulates around the body, and we have discussed the things that happen as blood circulates around the body. And we have finished with the functions of the liver, whereby we are saying the function of the liver is to regulate or to control how much food should be transported by the blood. And number two, to store excess food. You will pass exams, I know. You will pass exams. Thank you. In our next lesson, we will be discussing the components of the blood, and we'll finish the topic in our next video. Have a good night. Thank you.